Hi, my name is Lamar Romero. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Higher Dragons. We are a company that does tastings for the beer, wine, and liquor industry. We've been around for 12 years. We've built this company completely remote. In fact, we've never had a centralized office. So I thought it'd be good to share some tips of what we've learned over 12 years and how to build a remote work culture. So first is the culture. You have to really identify with your employees that they are capable of working from home. Everybody thinks it's great to work from home and everybody thinks they can do it. But the truth of the matter is, a lot of the folks that work for big corporate, where I came from, at Dell, my first career was at Dell for 10 years, it's not all of them can really do it. And it has a lot to do with time management, but also has a lot to do with the psychology around it. Some folks get easily distracted. Some folks just simply need to be around other people all day. And so you don't really know until you know if somebody's a good candidate to work from home. But here are some ways that you can tell. One, they have their own personal office setup. And I'm not just talking about a notebook, computer, and a printer. I'm talking about an actual culture of going into an office within their home or their apartment where it's quiet time and they can actually get to work. If the candidate you're talking to knows a little something about that, then they're probably going to be a good candidate for working from home. The next thing you want to do is ask them, hey, do you like working from home? Have you worked from home before? And if the answer is no, then kind of give them some of the guidelines around what it's like to work from home. Hey, you have to be able to find quiet time. You have to be able to minimize distractions. So that remote work culture really starts in the beginning and kind of setting that up. I mean, currently we've got about 12 employees that work remotely all over the country. And it's never been a problem for us because we have weekly meetings and we know what our KPIs are. In fact, let's talk about that. Jobs these days are based on deliverables. They're not based on job descriptions. And what I mean by that is using OKRs or objective key results, if you've done anything around EOS, and KPIs. It's basically knowing how to run a meeting on a weekly basis and really get things done in a way that the meeting is not boring and that you understand what you're supposed to be doing that week, which leads to what you're supposed to be doing that month, which leads to what you're supposed to be doing that quarter, which leads to what you're going to be doing that year. And so it's kind of breaking down those OKRs or objective key results that you're trying to achieve and being able to communicate them effectively every week. And when I say the job is based on deliverables, what I'm saying is that everybody's got their task. Everybody knows what they need to be doing for the greater good. And breaking down those tasks is what's really important in order to kind of achieve those yearly, quarterly, weekly goals. And finally, a big part of working remotely is employers have to understand boundaries as well. And what I mean by this is, as a CEO and co-founder, I'm always working. And I'm fine with that. I might send an email at 11 o'clock at night. If I send an email at 11 o'clock at night, I'm surely not expecting anybody to respond to it. And so a lot of our workers have their own set guidelines where they say, hey, I'm going to start my day at 12 and I'm going to end at 8 p.m. Or your customer service, so we really need you to be here from 8 to 5. For our tech programmers, the guys making our software, they work in spurts and work whenever they want. And so you got to understand those clear boundaries and really adhering to them. But when it comes to those weekly calls, everybody needs to show up and show up on time. Because we're not working together and seeing each other every day, those weekly interactions are very important. To be able to see the person behind you, to have the camera on is going to be something that's extremely crucial. So let's sum up those 3 key points. In order to work from home, first you got to set a good culture and understand that everybody who's working from home is capable of doing so. You got to have a job that's based on deliverables, not on job description, so that OKRs and KPIs are being met. And you have to have clear expectations from all parties on the boundaries around working from home and when people are expected to show up and when they're expected to do things on their own time. So I hope that's helpful. And if you have any questions or concerns about that, you can always find me at lamarromero.com.